Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pragati Tiwari, and today we are going to talk about communication skills. Oh my god. Oh my god. My comment section is filled with comments asking for just one thing. Please make a video on communication skills. I understand. I quite literally understand where you are coming from because I have been there and I feel like I'm still there. But before starting the video, I really need you all to watch this clip. And here you go. So today I'm going to talk about attempts versus referrals, but first, to give you a brief on what is referrals, I'd like to just use an example maybe. So suppose that you are a student who so suppose you are a student okay. So suppose you are a student and you are studying in school or something, and you study in this referral का example क्या दूँ? Okay. So let me just give you an example. Main reason is because the students who clear both the groups together are believed to have a higher they have a higher ability to survive through the pressurizing environments, because when you give both the groups, the environment is highly because when you appear for both the groups together, it's a much more pressurizing environment as compared. Hey everybody, this is Pragati Tiwari. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I am going to talk about a very So as you saw in the clip, that's me, and that is my communication skills, to be very frank and to be very honest. So just on the basis of 2 or 3 videos on my YouTube channel, or a very edited version of my communication skills, you cannot judge that a person has good communication skills. As you just saw in the clip, my communication skills would seem to be really great to you. It might seem, but the reality is far from it. As per my opinion and as per my understanding, my communication skills is not where I want it to reach. Like, my goal is way above and beyond. And I really, to be very honest, do not feel that my communication skills are great. Rather, what I feel and what I literally know is that instead of my communication skills, my confidence is the thing which radiates. It's not my communication skills, it's rather my confidence. But I would be lying to say that I have not worked on my communication skills. And although in my opinion my communication skills are not up to the mark, like far away from what my goal is, but if my communication skills, the level that I am today, if this is your goal, then this video is for you. Because obviously I cannot tell you how to reach farther above because I'm still trying, but I can always tell you how to reach till here because I am here. So here we go. So basically, there are many videos on communication skills available on YouTube. Leave YouTube. There are many people talking about communication skills, having excellent communication skills. You will see many speakers talking about it. You yourself would have read many tips and tricks to improve your communication skills, and I can name some of them for you. So for example, you would have heard that we should read English newspapers, and we should watch English movies, and we should listen to English songs. You would have heard of these tips, or the most common one, one word a day. Like, you should learn one word each day, a new word. You should find a new word each day, write its meaning, learn its meaning, and use it at least 5 times a day. Like, at least use that word in 5 sentences a day, and hence every day a new word. If you can't do a new word every day, you can do a new word every week, and that is how your vocabulary will improve. So I really don't think that at this point of time, and in this era where everybody is filled with knowledge all across them, I really don't think that you are so unaware of your environment that you have not heard about these tips. If you're actually serious about communication skills, you would have heard about these tips. But to be very frank and to be very honest, even I have heard about these tips and tricks. I have heard about them, read about them, tried to implement them in my life, and failed miserably. Trust me, I have never read English newspapers. I do watch English movies, I do watch English series, shows, and I do listen to English music. But I have never read English newspapers, to be very frank. Leave newspapers, I have never done this one word a day thing. Like, it's not like I never tried to do it. Obviously, I tried and I failed miserably, so I never tried back. So but I must tell you that these are tried and tested techniques. Okay, so these do work if you work on them consistently. If you apply them into your life consistently enough, they actually do give results. But the fact is that we are not consistent. Today I am going to tell you what I have done, and which is none of these techniques. So the only thing that I have done in my life till now, the only thing that I have done since childhood days, is talking to myself in English. And that's all. That's literally all that I have done. And when I say talking to myself, I mean embarrassingly talking to myself. Like, you know how you're talking to yourself and then people come into your room and they're like, who is she talking to? And then you are full embarrassed and shit. I have done that. But my internal monologue used to be in English. Like, I used to make sure that it is happening in English. And let me tell you why and how. So first, let's talk about why. I have always been a person who is very, very keen on speaking. Be it school debates, be it school speeches, be it inter-house competitions, inter-school competitions, regional competitions, debate competitions, poem competitions, anything, literally anything related to speaking, I was a part of it and I was winning it. Always. Why? Because it was my hobby. Like, I loved speaking and I used to love debates and speeches. So it is something that I have always been passionate about since my childhood. Not something I had to develop, something which I was already born with. And hence, stage fright and basically stage fright is what I overcame very easily and at a very early stage of my life, right? Because I wanted to speak, because I wanted to be on stage, because I wanted to be seen. I have always been that kind of person. Now, if you want to win these competitions, you have to practice on yourself on a daily basis. You have to consistently learn speech, debates, etc., and you have to keep practicing them. But the thing is that I have always been good in Hindi speech debates. It's not like I was not winning the English ones, but if I compare that, in which language was I able to communicate better and in which language was I able to deliver better, it was Hindi. Although I tried my best to be better in English, but it was always Hindi. Because Hindi is my mother tongue, and no matter how much I try, Hindi is the language I am very, 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 very fluent in. So one thing that you should remember is that English is not your mother tongue. And this I have already said in my previous video itself. English is not your mother tongue. Don't try to make it one. Don't try to become as fluent in English as you are in Hindi. Do not put those expectations on yourself. Do not burden yourself with those kind of expectations. That is going to be my first step. So as now I have told you why I used to do this, why I used to talk to myself, because I used to I had to learn all these speech, debates, content, etc. So I used to do this. Now let me tell you how. But before that, I need you to remember one thing, that is, nothing happens in a click. Nothing happens in a day. Nothing happens in a week. Nothing happens in 2 weeks. Nothing happens instantly. You cannot expect instant results from yourself. You have to give yourself time. As I told you, I have been working on my communication skills and working on my confidence basically since my childhood. I mean, I remember I was on stage winning poem competitions, debates competitions since 5th, 6th class. That is who I have been, and that is how I am here in front of this camera talking to such a large audience. That is how I feel confident enough that I can talk to you guys through this camera. Even this YouTube channel that I am doing is because I watched so many YouTube videos, so many YouTubers talking about communication skills and talking about how making YouTube videos consistently improved their communication skills and improved their confidence. So after watching those videos, I came to an understanding that if I want to improve my communication skills, I have to work on it. Although Hindi is my mother tongue, and if I would have been making this video in Hindi, I am literally telling you, you would have enjoyed it way more than how much you are enjoying it right now, because that is my mother tongue and I talk fluently in Hindi. But here I am trying my best to make this video in English, trying to make all my videos in English. Why? Because I want to improve my communication skills. So you first thing is that you have to be serious about it. You cannot keep saying, oh my god, her communication skills are so good, oh my god, my communication skills are not so good, how can I and how will I be able to compete in the job market and anything. You cannot keep complaining about yourself and expect yourself to improve at the same time. You have to work on your skills. That is going to be the first thing. Now let's start how I used to talk to myself and what I used to do. So basically what I used to do is I used to talk to myself in English in front of a mirror. Now it is scientifically proven that when you speak to yourself in front of a mirror, your confidence is bound to improve. Now what I used to do is I used to talk to myself in front of the mirror, but in English. Obviously you can ask what kind of things I used to talk about, and I used to talk about random stuff, literally random stuff. I used to talk about my future, and I used to talk about my marks, anything. There's no limitation. Basically whatever inner monologue is happening in your brain 24/7, you just have to speak it out loud in English in front of the mirror. Now I totally understand that not all of you have a huge mirror in your room, and even me, for some years I had this huge mirror in my room and I used to love speaking to myself in front of that mirror in English. But once we shifted to a new home, I did not have a mirror in my room, and that was such a setback. Like, I didn't know what to do. But then what I used to do is I used to imagine myself in front of huge crowd. For example, I'm giving a TEDx talk or whatever, but I'm in front of this huge crowd and I am talking to them, I'm addressing them, I'm talking about my life, I'm talking about my achievements which have not yet come true. But this is what I have done to improve my communication skills. You can always say that, oh, we are in CA foundation, we are in CA intermediate, or we are studying, we are just students and we cannot give so much time on communication skills, on improving communication skills because we have syllabus to cover. I get you, I have been there. But how to work on that? Let me tell you. You know, even when you are studying, you are talking to yourself. Like, for example, if you are studying tax, you are learning the tax provisions and you are trying to make yourself understand the tax provisions. If you are studying audit, if you are studying law, you are trying to make yourself understand the provisions. Please make sure that during those times when you're trying to make yourself understand those provisions, you are talking in English. You are talking in English with yourself. You are trying to make yourself understand a provision in English. And that is how you work on your communication skills while studying. How? Like this. You constantly talk to yourself in English. And I for sure know, I know that you are going to fail doing this. Like sometimes you will forget. Oh shit, I'm talking in Hindi. I had to talk in English. Pause. And then talk in English. It's fine. You lost 5 minutes. You have 30 more to go. I mean, it's fine. You might forget, but it is absolutely fine. You still have to come back. Learning to pause and come back, that is the best thing. So you come back and then you again talk to yourself in English. Talk to yourself in English. Inner monologue is what is happening 24/7 with everybody, in everybody's minds, daily. Make sure that inner monologue converts to English. This is the only tip that I can vouch for, because this is the only tip that I have followed. Literally, the only tip that I have followed for improving my communication skills. So I cannot vouch for other things. People come up with so many kind of advices. Like, I have seen these people talking about, you should talk with your family members in English. You should talk with your friends in English. Have you seen my friends? Literally, have you seen my friends? Have you ever been with even one of my friends? Their sentences start with an abusive word in Hindi. So literally I'm telling you, I cannot do this with my friends. Let's talk about my family. I can do this with my siblings. I have 2 siblings and I can do this with my siblings, but there is so much embarrassment and then you forget. Like, you try to do it and then after 2 or 3 hours you just forget, or you start fighting or something happens and then you forget. So no, I am not going to give you an unrealistic advice or an advice which I myself was not able to follow. I am only telling you what you can do without any embarrassment. That is talking to yourself in English. Now, coming on the part, how much do communication skills, like how much of a role do communication skills play in your interview process or during your interview rounds for your articleship, or even for any job interview, to be very frank? A lot. They play a huge role. They literally play a huge role. And you have to work on it. You do not have any other option but to work on it. But let me tell you one thing. More than the communication skills, what matters is your confidence. Literally, more than communication skills, your confidence matters. How much are you confident with yourself, with the language that you are speaking, with the way that you are speaking, with the person that you are speaking? Confidence plays a huge role. And of course, I'll be talking about how to work on your confidence in some other video. But for now, since my comment section was filled with how to improve your communication skills, here it is. This is how you work on your communication skills and you improve your communication skills. So bye bye. Thank you for watching the video and see you soon.